Hey, good evening, everybody. It is currently Martin Luther King Day, January 20th, but we're here for this video is for January 19th, Sunday, yesterday. I'm still catching up, but if you saw the last video, I'm now all cleaned up, showered, fresh. This is as good as it's going to get for you guys. So, saved. Anyway, I feel much better than I did the last video. So, let's jump right into it. Let's go to our first reading. Daily Reflections for Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. And for January 19th, he writes, it's a little bit longer, but he defines three things, so stick with me. Dependence is the paradigm of you. You take care of me. You come through for me. You didn't come through. I blame you for the results. Independence is the paradigm of I. I can do it. I am responsible. I am self-reliant. I can choose. Interdependence is the paradigm of we. We can do it. We can cooperate. We can combine our talents and abilities and create something greater together. Dependent people need others to get what they want. Independent people get what they want through their own effort. Interdependent people combine their own efforts with the efforts of others to achieve their greatest success. So as I've gone through this, like I said, 4 or 5 times now, for me, dependence is when we're looking out there for the solution. So it's your fault. It's I'm waiting for you to do something. It was your attitude that was wrong. It was your lack of results that caused the problem. I'm always looking out there for the problem or the solution to the problem. It is never in here. And then I think independence is when it's always in here. I have to get it done. It's me, me, me. In our house, we call it the I do it syndrome. I do it, I do it. That's what my daughter used to say when she was a little girl. I do it. This is where I live. It's very hard for me to transition from independent to interdependent. I'm very much an independent person, and I don't like asking for favors. I give trust away very carefully. I dole it out. I'm probably not as trustworthy, or I don't trust other individuals as much as I should. But as I built my company, I had to. You can't build a company like what DHA was on your own. You have to trust people, and you have to go from independent to interdependent. You have to become really almost codependent on others to help you get greater things done. You can stay independent. There's really nothing wrong with that unless you're not hitting your goals. Independent is a self-limiting mode to live in. It feels good to be independent and not rely on anybody else. But that means your life was constrained to what you can do. If you don't trust other managers, partners, owners, employees, family members, clients, friends, if you don't ever trust anybody and link up, it can really limit how far you go in life. But if you're happy, if you're independent and you're happy, I'm not suggesting you have to change for change's sake. Just today's entry is to make sure you're aware of what those 3 things are, and frankly, I would assess where you are. Where are you? Do you blame others a lot? Do you blame others too much? You're probably very dependent then. If you don't want anything to do with anybody else and you just do it, I do it, I do it, I do it, then you're probably independent. But if you have healthy, teaming relationships where you feel like there's equal partnerships and you're really doing what later on he'll call the 1 + 1 = 3, that's fantastic. But I'm always moving on that continuum. I'm always trying to stay away from dependent and move from independent to interdependent. So it's a great concept. It'll come up kind of throughout the year. So I wanted to spend some time on it. All right, a second reading as always, Napoleon Hill's Positive Action Plan. Again, January is Traits of Character, 31 days, all about our character. For January 19th, he writes, bankers often lend money on character, but seldom on reputation alone, for they have learned that not all reputations are deserved. When considering a loan, a banker attaches great importance to 3 things: the borrower's ability to repay the loan, the borrower's credit history, and the borrower's character. The first 2 considerations can be calculated mathematically. The third requires judgment and experience. Prudent bankers have learned that persons of character are always a good risk because they take their obligations seriously, while those who spend their resources on the trappings of success should be avoided at all costs. Protect your good reputation as you would protect your home, your investments, and your life. Once shattered, a good reputation can only be regained by those who have developed the courage and willpower to persevere in the face of great odds. It's not enough the stuff about the bankers holds 100% true anymore in today's world. I think 2020 is much different than 1930. But I do believe most of what he wrote there is still true. And the main one is protect your reputation, right? Develop good character and act with consistency. Don't lie. Do the things we've talked about in the prior videos. Always act with, with integrity, and do so consistently under every condition, day after day, month after month, and your reputation will take care of itself. If you're inconsistent about that, or if you choose to behave differently, you will shatter your reputation. And it's a very hard thing to get back. That's what I take from that. So not so much for bankers. I mean, I'm not overly worried about that, but I am worried about, am I behaving in a manner and consistently in a manner that make people want to believe I have good character and that I've earned that reputation for it. Hope that helps. That's it. We're going to move on and get you guys about your day, because I know there'll probably be 3 or 4 of these today, so I don't want to make them too long. Talk to you later, everybody.